PM wants rakyat to adapt and reskill to work in better-paying industries. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohammed Amin Carlos and welcome to News on 2. The ever-popular minibus made a return to the city streets yesterday after an absence of more than 2 decades. Rapid KL says the trial run for the minibus will be conducted for 3 months until 29th November. Now, the minibus, which can carry about 31 passengers each time, kicked off on a frequency of 15 minutes during peak hours and 25 minutes during non-peak hours on Route T300 between Ampang Point and Bukit Indah stations. The service began at 5:30 a.m. and ended at 11:40 p.m. The trial will also enable Rapid KL to test the suitability of using minibuses in neighborhoods with narrow roads. Well, previously, the T300 route only used 2 ordinary buses, which were the 12-meter bus for routes stretching 11 kilometers with an average of 800 passengers per day and 24,000 passengers monthly. Well, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad says the days where there is a national airline for every country is over. Now, in an interview published in the MAS in-flight magazine Going Places, Tun Dr. Mahathir said that Malaysia, however, could still have a national airline, but it not necessarily have to be owned by the government. Now, Malaysia Airlines is currently owned by the government's investment arm, Khazanah Nasional, through Malaysia Airlines Berhad. MAS had previously gone into private hands in 1994 during Tun Dr. Mahathir's first government. It was controversially bought back by the government 7 years later at the same price of 8 ringgit a share originally paid by businessman Tajuddin Ramli, despite massive losses and although the share price was trading at a lower value on the stock exchange. The question of selling off MAS or MAS because of its financial problems has been raised in recent months, with the Premier telling the Dewan Rakyat in July that the government was open to either a complete takeover with a change in the name of the airline or an acquisition of the airline. Well, on another note, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the information technology or IT and new tech sectors now provide better incomes, and he urged the Rakyat to adapt and reskill themselves in the order to serve these new sectors. While Tun Dr. Mahathir pointed out that local companies now had the capability to produce microchips, which were mostly produced by foreign companies before. Well, he also said that Malaysia is eager to explore artificial intelligence, AI, but it will take some time to materialize. He added that the government wanted Malaysians to be conversant with new technologies so that they could serve in these new industries. Tun Dr. Mahathir also said that the country is currently receiving many investment proposals on the IT and new tech sectors, but it is also important to provide the necessary workforce for these investments. Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Shah, yesterday criticized a handful of people, including leaders who would compete for their ego to the extent of lowering their self-esteem in the quest for influence and political support. Well, he said that the political climate in the country was getting hotter through acts carried out by political leaders, whether from the government or opposition parties.
Known as a ruler who frequently admonished leaders if they were in the wrong, Sultan Nazrin said that after 62 years of achieving independence, the act of instilling the feeling of hatred between the races and religions were being committed more often. Such acts, he said, were actually setting up time bombs which are waiting for the right time to explode.
Serpihan daripada letupan bom jangka ini tidak mengenal mangsa. Malah, anak cucu serta kaum kerabat pemasang bom jangka turut terdedah kepada akibat daripada perbuatan-perbuatan berfikiran sipil.
The Sultan of Perak further noted that the heated weather must be immediately brought down and the acts of instilling racial feelings and spreading the feelings of enmity between religions must be stopped immediately.
The Malaysian Crime Prevention Foundation, MCPF, yesterday called for the setting up of a special commission to review drug-related policies to bring about more relevant reforms and changes. Well, its senior vice chairman, Tan Sri Leelam Thai, in a statement released, said the proposed commission should be represented by heads of the related government agencies, non-governmental organizations and experts. While elaborating further, Tan Sri Lee said the commission would need to review existing drug-related approaches and introduce a new drug policy that is more effective and comprehensive to address drug problems. Apart from that, he said the commission would also have to look into current drug issues, including the smuggling of synthetic drugs, which targeted the young generation, including students. The MCPF senior vice chairman added that although the drug problem in Malaysia had not reached a level like those in other countries such as Colombia, it would become worse if no drastic measures were taken to address it. Well, Kuala Lumpur Phnom Penh's economic cooperation will be boosted through the signing of double taxation avoidance, that's DTA agreement. And the signing will be realized in conjunction with Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad's three-day official visit to Cambodia beginning today. Now, Cambodia is the last ASEAN country to sign the treaty with Malaysia.
According to Malaysia Ambassador to Cambodia, Adeline Hussaini Muhammad Hashim, Malaysia-Cambodia's trade relationship was record worth 1.78 billion ringgit for the past 6 months this year. It rose more than 39% over the same period last year. The signing of the DTA is expected to further enhance the cooperation.
Selalunya kita terdapat a bit of deterrent daripada syarikat-syarikat Malaysia untuk datang ke Cambodia disebabkan of double taxation ni. Jadi dengan adanya perjanjian ni, maka banyak lagi syarikat-syarikat Malaysia yang boleh masuk dan boleh masuk dengan segera. Malah kita telah mendapat beberapa inquiry daripada syarikat-syarikat Malaysia untuk masuk ke Cambodia, tapi saya rasa dengan adanya perjanjian tersebut, maka lebih lagi mereka akan datang untuk explore peluang perniagaan di sini.
In addition to the DTA, the agreement on tourism cooperation will also be signed. During the visit, the Prime Minister is scheduled to hold a dialogue session with several academicians and students from the Royal University of Phnom Penh. Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad will also visit the Cambodian Independence Monument. The Premier will then hold a meeting with his counterpart, Hun Sen, to discuss bilateral issues.
The Malacca state government says it appreciates the contribution of entrepreneurs to the state's economy and is taking efforts to develop entrepreneurship, especially among women. And Chief Minister Adli Zahari said the opening of Bazaar Malacca at Kota Tun Fatima in the Malacca International Trade Center at Aikaro is said to be the best platform for local women entrepreneurs to start their business. Well, commenting further on the matter, Adli said Kota Tun Fatima, formerly known as Fashion City, has seen little business activity, with many premises having closed, and is in danger of becoming a financial burden to maintain the premise. The 4.16-hectare site with 173 units of double-story shop houses was built in 2007 at a cost of 52 million ringgit. And speaking to the media after opening Bazaar Malacca, Adli noted the new bazaar features 110 booths for women entrepreneurs and 10 sites for food trucks, which will operate on Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. While products sold at the bazaar include clothes, IT gadgets, handicrafts, healthcare products, women's fashion accessories and daily essentials, while an agro bazaar under the Federal Agricultural Marketing Authority offers agricultural produce. The Malacca Chief Minister added that traders need not pay rentals for the first 6 months, but will have to pay a 250 ringgit registration fee, for which they will get a tent and aprons. Well, former convicts and disabled persons, or OKU, were among 432,959 local entrepreneurs who received business financing from the National Entrepreneur Group Economic Fund, known as Tekun Nasional, amounting to 5.5 billion ringgit since 1998 until July this year. An Entrepreneur Development Deputy Minister, Dato Dr. Muhammad Hatta Mat Ramli, said 6.3 million ringgit was disbursed to 565 OKU entrepreneurs and 494,500 ringgit to 34 former convicts turned entrepreneurs.
Dan kita
Saya rasa ini adalah antara usaha-usaha yang kita lakukan bagi meningkatkan semangat dan juga keyakinan di kalangan usahawan kita untuk meneruskan program pembangunan mereka.
Speaking to the media at the presentation of offer letters for National Tekun Financing in conjunction with National Entrepreneur Week, MUN 2019 in Serdang, Selangor yesterday, Dato Dr. Hatta said Tekun Nasional allocated 3 million ringgit in funding for OKU entrepreneurs this year, and to date, 348,000 ringgit has been disbursed to 26 of them. He also expressed hope that more people would choose entrepreneurship as a career. MUN 2019, held since 29th August, serves as a platform for various programs and activities for entrepreneurs to promote and find markets for their products.
And that concludes this afternoon's edition of News on 2. In our top story, Prime Minister wants Rakyat to adapt and reskill to work in better paying industries. We'll be back at 7 this evening with more updates. Till then, I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos, and thank you so much for watching.